All right, family. Black power is the true power with General Sarah Soon Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepted member to not only the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but black power, black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. Link for the membership is right down in the video description, is in the chat. All you have to do is just click it. You get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue, got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 Steps to the Redemption or Definitive Black Manhood, designed by the General, strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing course. Get a preview by clicking that link right there in the chat. Also included the Brotherhood of Hebrew Roundtable live stream where brothers meet once a week, discussing very vital, important, powerful information pertinent to our growth and development. Check it out, family. Get a preview. Become a brother. Become a member today. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African comedic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessory for every room in the house. Got something for your family I know you're going to like and love. Check out that catalog, get a discount, shop and save. Save and shop. Everybody know the General got the popping his page on Patreon by far. Popping. Over 500 fire presentations you cannot find anywhere else on the internet. I want you to get over there and get that work because it's hot. You already know what it is. You feel me? Click that link at the top of the chat and check it out today. All the family out there donate to the General. Thank you. Appreciate you for the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate. The link is in the chat. And I thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will bang your ass. There we go. Now, I'm clearly stating what I feel would be necessary to shut these peoples up out here. About our leaders. We have to defend our leaders. In death, you see, in life, and we're not doing such a good job. You see, we're not doing such a good job. We saw Marcus Garvey be attacked. We saw Khalid Abdul Muhammad be attacked. We just saw Dr. John Henry Clark be attacked. Martin Luther King, and so many more. You understand? Be under attack in death by scumbags. By scumbags. You see, in vile attacks. Vile attacks. Did any other people be ready to understand what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You get the pot boiling, and then you stick your hand in the pot, and then people blame the pot. Nah, motherfucker, you turn the fire up. Get the pot boiling, then stick your hand in the pot and blame the fucking pot. You understand? On the reason why you got burnt. You see, we cannot do that. We got to, this is real serious out here. The words that is coming out of these people's mouth is a very racist, has always been racist. But these people are really coming out the trick bag today. They're getting back into their old self. They've always been the individuals that we know them to be. I've always told you that you cannot change the nature of a thing. You cannot change the nature of a thing. That they will always be who they are, and nothing is going to change that. Nothing is going to change that. And so here it is, Charlie Kirk, and I have to come out and say these things. I've been listening to this other guy this, is a black man, and he's given. I think he went on Charlie Kirk's show, and from my understanding, he didn't gave him some form of ammunition, and you see that Charlie Kirk may be using whatever. They two birds of a feather flock together. Two birds of a feather flock together. So I wouldn't trust the nigga no further than I could spit on his ass. You see, but I seen where it even be it be niggas is in cahoots with these Neanderthals to defame and scandalize the name of our people, our leaders. You see the prophets, and because they don't want you to have no leadership. They don't want you to have. They want you to worship white Jesus and white John the Baptist. They want you to open up that Bible and see them in the Bible. They don't want you to have no spiritual leadership outside of them damn crackers and shit that you see in that Bible when you open it up. Even though that's not the images is not historically correct. You see, even though the images is not historically correct, it has been falsely attached to the book. And in many people's mind, when they see Jesus, they see Charlie Kirk. That's why a lot of you niggas love him. That's why a lot of you niggas love him. Hold up, fam. Even though he looked more like Beavis and Butthead. Even though he looked more like Beavis and Butthead, he don't even look. You see, even though yeah, that's why y'all got got the crackatosis. That's what's wrong with y'all niggas. Y'all got white worship in your heart, and it ain't. And I know this shit. And anything these niggas do, they jump from white worship to white worship to white worship. Here you got niggas running from white Jesus. They get into the comedic. And then they want to argue about Champollion deciphering the goddamn Medunatter. Then you run Muhammad, and you understand? Thank you, family. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That's right. Yeah, they jump from one Serapis. Y'all niggas got Serapis worship. Y'all jump from one Serapis to the next Serapis. So now motherfuckers is out here and Charlie Kirk and all these black leaders. You understand what I'm saying? Goddamn. All these black leaders and dynamic teachers that we got. And you niggas don't know one name of these great ones, and yet and still you out here venerating a goddamn Charlie Kirk, a straight Christian psychopathic racist, been on a career, rant on our people, talking down on every aspect of who our peoples is, and it's his ruthless, no good goddamn ancestors that is responsible for everything that is going wrong in the black community. Before these Neanderthals showed up, black people had great civilizations and nations and all of that. And goddamn it, they done took, and they still take it. And even to the day, our peoples is trying to fight off the yoke of imperialism. And that and what you see today in our people is a side effect of what of not being with your indigenous culture and nation. That's what happens when it's not up for, like you can swap cultures and swap, history and swap, because so much of it is in the dynamics of the cosmos. You see, everything that is created is put in its own dynamic and is given its own manual of how to operating manual. You see, you can't go outside of that. You see, and so and so we've been without our mother culture for so damn long, and motherfuckers and you cannot swap that. You see, you cannot live in the cosmos without your mother culture. That's unnatural for you to be in that predicament. And so in that don't give nobody no excuse. But if we're gonna change the game and make the change, then we got to know what the fuck is going wrong. If we are mistaken, some of you niggas think you can still live in, that you can swap out. You think you can, you still want to live in the white man culture. That's what you want to do. That's really what it is. A lot of people got Serapis worship just on different levels. Just on different levels. You see what I'm saying? But yet and still, they got goddamn well, yep. You know what? But even that, I'm in them hat. Even that. If motherfuckers would connect to Africa, it would make sense. But the fact that they disconnect from Africa is why that shit is garbage. I want to thank you, family. I want to thank y'all for the donation. You see, even that. You see, disconnecting from Africa. Nobody's saying that our people wasn't over here at it, because we was all over the world. As I study history, I see our peoples was everywhere. You see, but you could tell based on the culture that it was a derivative of the mother culture back home in Africa. You see, it is for me. I've studied this all my life, so it's not a problem for me to identify. You see, on a deep level, I'm not even confused about it. So since I saw it all throughout Asia, all of Asia, all in to the furthest extents of Oceania, and even into Oceania, you will see culture that you can trace all the way back to the Nile Valley. It was white people out here that invalidated that. You see what I'm saying? It's white people that invalidated that. Albert Church word, signs and symbols of primordial man. You see all of them, the masses, but this is what the elders gave to us. They've been identified that, and much of it has been identified in the Americas. You see, it's the fact that they trying to disconnect from Africa. You see what I'm saying? That make the shit so ridiculous, because ain't no way, and I don't give a fuck, that one right there, where I talk about the temperature over here. There's no way in hell you gonna create no man or woman with no high melanin in their skin in no goddamn North America. It's just not gonna happen. That's a dagger they can't even pull out. When they get to answering the shit, like I say, most motherfucker, and I told a motherfucker, a dagger is so lethal to try. You don't even want to answer it, because you gonna push the motherfucker deeper in. You hear the answers that come from it. Well, maps show 10,000. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can say about it. You know what I'm saying? But pretend that at some point in time, a fairy tale land that nobody ever documented. Well, at one time, no, goddamn it, they saying this shit was cold for hundreds of millions of years. And this is the warmest it's ever been. All these gorges and shit in the United States come from the icebergs being on top of the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. There's no goddamn doubt about it. So it's warmer today. So if it's cold, and when it get wintertime in this bitch, and this is the warmest it's ever been, you could imagine how motherfucking cold it was. Just 3, 4, 5, go back 100 years, 50 years, 100 years. Man, you could imagine how cold it was over in this motherfucker. Brutal. You see motherfuckers wearing, even the so-called native, which we know they ain't native, the American Indian, you see they wearing buffalo shit. It was cold over in this motherfucker. So you mean to tell me anytime you see a nigga with a coat on, goddamn it, he's out of his natural habitat. If you got to wear a coat and you got, just listen to me so it'll sink in. If you got a lot of melanin in your skin and you got to wear a coat, you are out of your natural motherfucking habitat. Period. I'm done with that. I'm not that one dagger has motherfuckers bleeding all over this mother. They never want to answer that. Listen to them. They'll talk about every motherfucking, I done threw the dagger that nobody could pull out their goddamn chest. That one dagger alone will kill all of that. But anyway, I don't want to get too far away from the goddamn the topic at hand, where the disrespect Charlie Kirk has shown Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., saying that insinuating that he was a sexual deviant, saying that he was an awful man. He was an awful man. He did not deserve a holiday. This is the things that he's saying, and so all of these weak motherfuckers come after these great leaders have passed. You understand what I'm saying? No, none of this is ever, proven why the individual lives. And I just think, that because it requires a person being able to defend themselves ultimately. And I believe anything that is that flagrant, if a man is accused of any goddamn thing, it wasn't even an insinuation why Martin Luther King lived, that this was even the case, that he had never been accused, had never been insinuated to have been no man of that vile nature, you see. And so to come 50 some years after his death, and make some slander, that's slander. That's slander. And the only person that's where they supposedly got this information was the FBI. Who the fuck gonna trust the FBI? J. Edgar Twinkle Toes Hoover, an undercover sissy, you see, in the damn FBI. You see, this is where they got that shit from. Now, this other Negro, I'm gonna watch him because we're gonna have to defend. I'm most definitely gonna be cracking heads. And I'm gonna, honestly, I'm gonna try to contact that nigga that put that information out. I want to have an online sit down with him. You see, because I want to really, I want to have a sit down with this nigga and see if he ready. And I'm gonna see if he ready to deal with the truth. We're gonna invite him to the Truth Hour, and I'll go on his whatever show he got. I'm willing to go on there because these niggas get caught up in this American political shit, and then they think they got a goddamn friend. They think they got a friend in the Republican Party. They think they got a friend in Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan and all these kooky ass, crazy ass Neanderthals, and all they want to do is use them for a fucking a wet wipe. They use these niggas for a wet wipe. You see what I'm saying? When they get then flush the motherfucker on down the toilet as soon as they get done with them, and they come out here hired guns against their own people, speaking slander and shit on a man and things of that nature. Now, if you're against his philosophy, that's one thing. But to come out and slander a man personally, you understand? As if you knew Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You don't know, motherfucker, you 31 years old. You didn't know shit. Everything you had, you got it from somebody else who got it from somebody else. You understand? That don't mean they were eyewitnesses or anything. Man, they create a whole lot of slander on our leaders. This was what J. Edgar Hoover was about. Because if he could convince motherfuckers that say ML's children would not confront this lie, well, I don't know what's wrong with them, then they weak. You see, if they don't confront the goddamn lie, then, that's condoning the goddamn lie. You see? Now, I heard his daughter cut into him. Now, you said that, but I just seen a video where his daughter cut into him. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the video, but, I seen where she said something. Somebody said something. And so, and I don't know how old his children was when he died. No way. You see, so his children his children was small when he died. I don't think even Malcolm X's children, I think the oldest when he died, the oldest wasn't no more than about 7 years old. The other two was, one was in the womb, and she was pregnant when he got killed, and it might have been two other small ones. You know what I'm saying? The oldest might have, but so these was children. They, at that time. So even them, they, they dealing with the information that was passed down to them. Okay, that was passed down. I ain't never heard no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Both Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, they trying to say that the teachers was deviants. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. And y'all sitting up here with these pedophiles every goddamn day, got millions of goddamn cases against them, and you gonna let a pedophile, sexual deviant actually call somebody else a deviant who never been charged, but they been charged? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Motherfuckers become complacent. Every now and then they'll mention the Catholic Church, even though the Catholic Church got thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands, if not, let me clear that, hundreds of thousands of lawsuits that been filed against them. The goddamn Boy Scouts got tens of thousands of goddamn cases filed against them. The Girl Scout got tens of thousands. I just brought that up. That the Boy Scouts had to file bankruptcy. Here it is, the largest youth organization in the world had to file bankruptcy. Had to pay out close to $1 billion. You see, to all the families that file cases against them, the Catholic Church, and then put the damn. So when we got to look, man, at this shit for what it is. You can't let the biggest goddamn deviant in the world try to throw no goddamn shade on nobody else, especially if ain't nobody accused them. Who accused them? Nobody accused them. You see, so they've been trying to throw shade on Malcolm, throw shade on Dr. Martin Luther King, and so this is erroneous. This is erroneous as to what is going on. And if his family too scared to step up, I don't know if they in a predicament or they scared of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't feel that the people is behind them enough. But I heard one of his daughters is actually stepping up. Hold on, fam. So Charlie Kirk need to get on goddamn Donald Trump. That's who he need to get on. He need to get on goddamn Donald Trump is who he need to get on, who has actually not only been accused, but being convicted. You see what I'm saying? Been convicted of sexual abuse. You see? That's right. He's been convicted civilly. He's been and defamation and got sued again for defamation. So he's, you know what I'm saying? All and crazy as it sounds, they got pictures of Donald Trump with Epstein over there. They got pictures. They got a cover up. That's why all this garbage that's going on, trying to create chaos in other areas of society to get people off of the fact. I sat here and watched yesterday. You know, they had the guy Patel Cash, the head of the FBI, got him and got him in front of the Congress, and they're actually grilling his ass about what he know about Epstein. You see, in the Epstein files, and they done brought out the fact that they got pictures of Donald Trump. You see what I'm saying? Was wow, they got pictures of him. You see, doing crazy shit. So the fact is that it's getting out now. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's doing the shit that he's doing. That's why he's doing the shit that he's doing, because he's under goddamn fire right now. And I don't think it's going to be too much long. They're going to get rid of Patel because he didn't set up there and lied and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hide the fact that Donald Trump is, you know, straight up rolling with Epstein. You see? So if they're going to call somebody out, they need to call out Donald Trump, because he's every bit of a damn sexual deviant. He most definitely need to be called out, because that's exactly what he is. And so the state, I don't know who's running, but you know, a lot of time they just, maybe they don't want no smoke. Maybe they but you can't just sit there and let them take shots like that. No, sir. You understand what I'm saying? You can't sit there in the time the fire is out there, and they shooting this kind of fire, and you don't stand up and protect your estate and protect the honor of your father and protect the honor of one of our great leaders. And there is people out there, you see, and I am actually gonna go and listen to see what what his family is doing. You see, I'm gonna actually get out here and see what his family is doing, but they need to sue Charlie Kirk's estate for slander. They need to make a precedent on quit, because if they don't, they're gonna continue to do this shit. They're gonna extend even after the death of Charlie Kirk, and they're gonna be coming at their ass super strong in a minute. So they better either stand up, or you understand, or it'll be another great leader that will get slandered, you know what I'm saying, and erased from history. You see, and he's good for some, even though we don't believe everything that he believed, he still did more for our people than goddamn Charlie Kirk or some damn white man. So I would rather defend him. And if we got a grievance with any of our people, we could deal with that in-house. But, as far as letting somebody else come in the house and wipe their shoes on our leaders, this just cannot be done. So I'm going to go and look and see what the family has said, and I will get back with you. We got some more fire dropping down tonight. I want y'all to stay tuned, because it's going down with the general. I'll see you in a minute. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked-ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.